So we're pleased to have Maryville University President Mark Lombardi to rejoin us on stage to present the Musial Award to the voice of the blues. As he would say, bring out the Zamboni. Let's congratulate him on receiving the Musial Award. Here's Chris Kerber. By the way, Chris is making another huge sacrifice to be with us here tonight because the Blues are playing right next door. Why did you want to be here, Chris?
Well, it's an amazing opportunity and a humbling one, and I'm learning lessons even just from the other honorees, to be honest with you, Mike. So the team was generous enough, said we want you and your family to be a part of this for the whole night. So we'll let the game go on the other side. I did check the score. It was 0-0 last time I checked. So we're doing all right, but I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. As a fellow broadcaster, this was an amazing gesture that really rang true for all of us. We couldn't believe that you actually did this. Because what people don't understand is that the calls that you make, the Blues waited all these years to get to the Stanley Cup. These calls will live forever. I just want to know John Kelly's reaction when you first took him aside and said, let's do this.
We were standing in line to take our picture next to the Clarence Campbell Bowl, and I said, you're calling the second period of every single game in the final, and then I went up with some buddies and took some pictures, and he looked at me and said, no, I'm not. And I turned around and said, you don't have a choice, and then I walked away before he could argue with me. But then we pulled his great wife Jennifer, his son Patrick was there, his daughter Grace, his other daughter Megan was off at school, and I told him a story listening to tapes of John's dad and how it means a lot, and that look, we're a family on the road. We spend as much time with these guys as in a season as we do with our own families, Mike, as you know, and they help us through everything. Sometimes you're missing your daughter's recital, you're missing something, and you're talking about it while you're at a dinner because you can't be anywhere else, and they help us through it. So to me, they're family. This is what family does. You take care of family, and everything else will come in place.
What a message. For those who don't know or maybe are too young, talk about what Dan Kelly meant to both you and the Blues franchise.
Well, you've called the only Super Bowl championship in St. Louis history as well. Similar fashion, actually, wasn't it? All of a sudden, the quarterback goes down. Dick Vermeil says we're going to rally around this guy. Blues are in last place. They rallied around a goalie, and both histories made on both fronts. Dan Kelly taught the city of St. Louis and the region the sport of hockey. My dad tells a great story. His first introduction to hockey was being stuck on the Highway 70 coming back from a meeting in Columbia, and the highway had been shut down because of an accident. He turned on KMOX radio, and he listened to the game beginning to end. And his first introduction was Dan Kelly calling that game. He's every bit a part of the foundation of this organization, as the Solomon family, the Plager family, Noel Picard, Jimmy Roberts, and all the greats that really kind of built the foundation that culminated in a Stanley Cup championship this year. So it just seemed really fitting that for the first trip back to the Stanley Cup final since 1970, we had a chance to make sure that a Kelly was in the booth. And not only that, but it would be John, who is a big part of our current family. Kind of a no-brainer.
I loved what you said on the tape about kindness. Talk a little bit more about that.
I was sitting there one night feeding my middle daughter, Gabriella, her bottle. I'm one of 9 kids. I called up my dad. I said, how in the heck did you do 9? He said, I got 24 hours in the day. I gave you everything I had, and I tried harder the next day. And that's never left me. I'm in tears. When you see 11-year-olds saying that the race is not important, but somebody I didn't know that fell down is. That's a message that resonates with anybody, no matter how old you are. We're people, we're humans, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're community members, and it takes the village. And I just think we need to do a whole heck of a lot more just as individual people. And sometimes it may be opening a door. Sometimes it may be just helping somebody load the groceries in the car. You just never know when one simple act can resonate deeper than you ever would have thought. So I just would encourage everybody every day, when you put your head on the pillow, what'd you do for somebody else today?
Words to live by. Chris, thank you very much, and congratulations.